first discussion of the day on Global Morning on Global Television. And today we're going to be talking about a very unique topic today. It is the rise of women breadwinners, changing roles and changing expectations. Now, of course, we know the traditional role within families are shifting, with more women taking up more responsibilities, being the primary earners. Now, the change is driven by various factors, including increased educational and professional opportunities for women, economic instability, and evolving social views on gender issues. Now, today, I am not doing it alone. I am being joined by Amara Chidima Ezedionu. Ezedionu.
Absolutely.
Ezedionu. And of course, she is a workforce optimization expert, and she's here and she's going to break it down to us. Amara, first of all, I want to appreciate you for being on the program. And then when I heard this topic about the rise of women breadwinners, of course, changing roles and changing expectation, it speaks a lot. Now, look at it. What exactly is driving that force right now as we speak? Because there are lots and lots of women being breadwinners, stepping up to that plate. Let's talk about it a bit.
Thank you, Jimmy, and it's such a pleasure to be here with you this morning.
You are most welcome, darling.
Of course, I think as the society evolves, as people go to school, as things change, including AI, everything changing. Of course, I think that traditional rules have to be challenged. Things have to also change the way we think. And part of it is why women are beginning to challenge the stereotypic roles that they've been given. Yes, I give it mainly to education. People are getting more aware. People are getting more self-aware, and they're able to talk about or see their capabilities. What is it they can do more besides being mothers, besides cooking, besides looking after grown men as wives and mothers? So that's what's happening.
Really. Now let's look at this. How is this shift impacting traditional gender roles in the society?
It's changing everything. It's changing everything. It's forcing families to rethink leadership in the homes. The truth is, who can do anything? Please get it done. If you can bring money home, then go and bring it. So it's changing the dynamics of who looks after the children from 8 to 5. It's changing the dynamics of who has to cook. The only thing it hasn't changed yet is who gets pregnant. But being pregnant is for 9 months, and it's not a death sentence. You're not even invalid. So the moment the baby comes out, it's changing the role of who takes care of this baby. Anybody who can should.
Now let's look at the pressure on women, and concerning this shift and all of that, and the society in which we find ourselves. We're Africans, we're Nigerians, and when a woman brings so much to the table, there's always this eyebrow that is raised when it comes to a woman doing so much. If she doesn't complain, her family will definitely complain and say, why are you allowing him spend your own money? So do you think, as Africans, as Nigerians, talking about the mental state here, are we prepared for that? A woman stepping up to the plate, being the breadwinner. I have seen situations whereby the man is the stay-at-home dad, and the woman brings in so much. Like, really, do you think as Nigerians, Africans, are we prepared without that a little bit of eyebrow and, of course, that stigma attached to it?
Well, I will not choose to call it stigma. I think it's evolution. The society continues to evolve. We may not be prepared, but we are getting prepared for it, because the truth is, it's coming. It's coming in a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So what I would encourage the African woman is respect. We must continue to encourage respect on both sides. The man, the woman, there must be agreements. So we're not doing it because we want to show off. There is none to show off. There's none to show off, really. It's a matter of necessity. The society we're in today behoves us to do what we can to add value to every environment we find ourselves. So no stigma. Don't feel any less than anything. Don't feel more than anything. For me, it's having self-fulfillment. That yes, I can do this, and I did it. All right? as against, I could have done that. I should be able to do that, but I'm not given the opportunity to do that. And, a lot of women become bitter as they age because of this. So there'll be no room for bitterness anymore. Everybody, go ahead and fulfill yourself. That's right.
Now let's look at the male gender. There's some that they feel their ego is bruised when a woman does so much and she brings all that to the table and she shows that strong support to help the family grow. Now, how can a man actually balance this to support his partner that, hey, I know you're doing so much, but let me give you that support without you as my partner or my wife bruising my ego?
Well, like I said before, there has to be mutual respect. So discussions have to happen before people get into these roles that they want to get into. And I would encourage our men, part of what bruises their ego sometimes is not even from their wives, it's from what their friends are saying to them, what their families are saying to them.
But is it easy though, Amara?
To
just close up your ears and not listen to what family and friends are talking about?
No, it can't be easy. You have to help your family and friends see what you're seeing. You have to, yes, help
He's
them
not
to
working.
see.
What do you want to see?
Well, it's eventually working.
Or you're earning more than him.
Consistent.
What do you want to see? You're earning more than him. What do you want to see?
Well, like I said, is the woman respecting you? Are you respecting her? Are we having conversations along these lines? Are we keeping open minds? Because the truth is, what else would be the role of the woman apart from looking after the children? When the children are grown, what happens? Because actually the children grow and live. Generally now a 50-year-old woman will probably be almost having an empty nest. So what does she do after that? All right, so these things will eventually catch up with us. The earlier we face them, the better for all of us. The truth is, there are some women who actually have capacity.
Yes,
they have capability. And it's amazing what their capacities can bring to the table. What would you rather? That the family is projected, or that your ego comes first and you are all living in, what do I call it? Bitterness, rage, anger, unfulfilled. At the end of the day, I think allowing men to be all they can be, it's better for the entire family.
Well, let me ask you a question though, and I'm sure it's in minds of so many individuals out there. When should a woman who is the breadwinner, who has decided on her own to take up this full responsibility of the home front, and she has a partner who is like a desical, who doesn't even bring in so much, who crosses his legs and says, and keeps his own monies, and when should a woman be all out and open? Because there's this saying that goes, it's my money, it's my money, and then when it's both partners, it's our money. So when does it get to that point that you realize that, okay, it's our money, not just your money now or my money, it's our money, even if it's yours. But he's not bringing anything to the table. Should she still continue? Because there are so many women who are going through being the breadwinner of the family, doing all that it takes to put the family together. And she has a partner or a spouse who feels, oh, let her do it. She wants to do it, let her do it.
Jimmy, I'm not sure I would toe your line right now. It's not about the lackadaisical man or lazy man. In fact, the word is lazy. No, I'm talking about two grown-ups who are making the best
they can
for their family. I'm not talking about a man who can and who wouldn't. I do not think any woman should keep that man in her home. I'm sorry. Everybody should do the best they can. What I'm saying is, if the woman's input is giving more outcome or output to the family, the woman should not be suppressed, rather supported
and encouraged.
Correct. But if for example, the man has some challenges for any reason, he's going and he falls down financially, the woman is there to support. It doesn't have to be a lifetime support. It doesn't have to be the way of life, because she's supporting you for you to get up. The truth is, everybody should bring something to the table, something very worthy. And sometimes it's not necessarily money. If the man is holding the family for the woman to shine, the man is bringing so much. And if they have an open relationship where they can converse, then I'm sure the woman will appreciate the man's contribution. So no ego to be bruised. Nobody is like a physical. Everybody's watching out for each other and for the family. So I do not think it's a case of where the woman is now feeling proud, and people are telling her you're feeding the man. No, 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 no. It's about our family. And that's because everyone is contributing to make our family strong.
Well, well said. Well said. Because there are some individuals out there who feel that because I bring so much to the table, and then just the passive words of family and friends could bring a lot of
well, we have
issues.
to correct them. The truth is, if nobody's supporting you, you probably won't be bringing a lot to the table. If nobody's holding the home for you, you will be destabilized. Remember that if you are mentally unstable, you can't even be as productive.
Very true.
So if the man is giving you all the support, I've seen some men that are the ones that said, go and get a PhD, I'll be here looking after the children. Go and do this, go for the meeting. The man is supportive, doing everything. You can no longer say it's my money. Because remove the support, remove the pillar, you come crashing down. I think that conversations should be held before, during, and as we continue.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question, Amara. What advice will you give to a woman who is navigating these roles when it comes to being the breadwinner and bringing so much when it comes to expectations in the home front?
Well, what I can say is that the woman who is doing all of these needs to be supported, not silenced. And she has to do it from a place of being humane, having humanity in mind, not just from a place of self-aggrandizement. It's the world is not only about you, it's about all of us. So I would encourage this woman to please still show respect to all the people that are supporting her to achieve her dream. And for the society, it's important that we encourage this woman. This woman is satisfying a deep longing that she has, that she didn't put in herself, by the way. So we all can support her, and we all can support everybody to be all they can be.
I want to ask a question about, because what she's bringing to the table sometimes, like you mentioned, she's a breadwinner, definitely. She brings in finance when it comes to the money aspect. Now, what are the strategies when it comes to positive or negative when it comes to the financial aspect of that, and how can she uphold herself when it comes to finances?
That's a deep one, Yes, she brings finances, and money is very important to keep a home today. So I would say to her, you have to learn to manage this money, because, if money is not properly managed, we all know that's going to fly away. And in managing that money, if you're a breadwinner, I'm thinking that you're either married or you're a single mom, maybe divorced or widowed or something like that. So you have to manage the money, whether you want to enlist the services of financial experts to help you for the purpose of consolidation as you progress. You also have to learn decision making. By the way, decision-making skills, I think it's one of the top, skills that every human being should have. So a lot of times, this woman becomes feeble, just the way, I don't know, maybe she's woman, so
really,
you have to be sure that you are firm, your decision-making skills are above board. You can learn if you want to. You can, whatever you need to do to make sure that your decision-making skills, because that's the only way to manage this finance in such a way that people around you are not bruised. Remember, you need everybody's support to keep staying on top.
But I want to ask a question, Amara. For as much as it's an amazing thing when a woman is the breadwinner, because of course we're evolving every day.
That's right.
And it takes understanding, it takes two individuals who are mature enough to understand that, hey, it doesn't matter who brings what, as long as our family is in check. The woman, you might earn more than me, but as a woman though, being a woman, sometimes is it overwhelming? Despite having all the support, the way we've been created, God has made the man to be like that security, that protector, he's the pillar. And then a woman taking over that role, sometimes even if you have all the support and he's there, it doesn't matter whether he brings, it doesn't matter how little or how much he brings, showing that you got this, I'm proud of you, all those really lovely words of encouragement. But sometimes, does it take a toll on a woman sometimes?
Oh, yes. it takes a toll on her emotionally.
Really?
It takes a toll on her fragile body. I believe that the woman's body is fragile, maybe not as strong as the man, and I think nature made it that way, and I stand to be corrected. So yes, it takes a toll on her. Again, what should we do about it? Because you see, this woman will not also be willing to give up what she's bringing. And yet it's taking a toll on her. She's taking, emotional burden, she's taking financial burden, she's taking decision-making burden. It's a whole lot. And, as she climbs, she's meeting more people. She's exposed to temptations, a lot of them. Everybody wants to have a bite of her. Everybody wants to know what makes this person tick. So the more she grows, the more she's in the eyes of people, on the spotlight. So all of that are, if you ask me, challenging. Again, how should we manage all of this? Support. She must be supported all through. She has to have people who look out for her. She has to have people who will tell her, oh, it's okay, you're making progress, rest when you need to rest. She has to have people that when she wants to rest, they're holding it for her, holding it down, whether it's baby, whether it's work, whatever it is. She has to remember to look after herself in the midst of all this, yeah? She must, pay attention to her. If she needs to take a holiday, 1 week, 2 days, she should do that. She needs to shut down her phone, have her me time, she should do that. She needs to, in all of this, not lose herself, because it's so easy to do that.
But Amara, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and she said something. She said, Jumai, listen, for as much as women are becoming breadwinners, like you mentioned, we're evolving when it comes to trying to hold the home front and do what the men are doing. Sometimes, even most times, we do it better than the men in trying to...
Don't start this war.
I'm just saying, okay, apologies to all the amazing men out there. But when it comes to putting things together, multitasking, you're doing this, you're that, you're here, you're there. Right. You can actually calculate before you understand as a woman. But sometimes, does it take a toll on the marriage, Amara?
Oh, yes, it does.
And can it actually cause separation? Sometimes with no hard feelings. But sometimes a woman needs to be pampered. A woman needs that soft life, that soft landing, when she doesn't have to think about the bills. She doesn't need to think about it. And she has an amazing partner, don't forget. We're talking about two individuals who are understand, because this is the major problem in so many homes, Amara. A lot of individuals battle with this particular issue. There's no issue at all. He's supportive, he's kind, he's understanding, but she brings in so much, and sometimes she just wants to,
I wouldn't know what you're defining as being supportive and being caring. And
like what you said, he's there. He's always telling her, you got this, but at the same time,
remember, support, first of all, is internal.
Yes, it is.
Before we start seeing what he does, it's about what he thinks. So, what does he genuinely think about her? Yes. Because I can hold your baby for you, our baby, but in my heart, I'm actually not holding that baby. My father told me a story of a boy who said to his father, Father, you said I should stand up. I'm standing up. But in my heart, I'm sitting down. My father told me that story to emphasize the importance of the state of your mind when it comes to whatever it is that you do. A woman whose man actually cares about her, from, it's internal, intrinsically, will not have a problem being pampered, will not have any other problem, I tell you. But when he's doing it because, that's what I have to do to make sure she brings food home, that's where the problem is. And it's a matter of time. Everything internal will show. And so the problem comes when these things internally begins to show, because they must show. Of course, the marriage is going to break down, because one of the things it attacks is communication. Once communication is attacked, conflict starts rising, starts brewing, and before you know it, everybody wants to pack up. So yes, the man has to be, or whoever is around, a woman who is successful, a woman who is bringing home bread, whoever is around her must check themselves.
All right, Amara, I know you're a workshop optimization expert when it comes to issues like you can break down anything at all. I understand that part. But how do you know when he's genuinely happy? How do you know whether he's genuinely supportive? How do you know?
First of all, time will tell. First of all, yes.
The look on your eyes when you say that, God, you're so cheeky.
That's right. Time will tell. I like this question because you're looking out for genuineness.
Exactly.
You're going to pay attention to his patterns. And his language. You're going to pay attention to his language. I wish I have the time to talk about language.
Please go
That's
ahead.
one of the things that will give him out. So sometimes you come home and he says something like, baby, you were out too long today. A pointer. Because that's a complaint. Yes. He started with baby,
yeah,
but he's just complained and you did not realize that he complained.
Some women are too tired to listen to that.
So that language persists. It comes in different forms. So for me, I'm going to watch your patterns, how you do what you do. I'm going to watch your language all the time. I'm going to now watch the actions that you take. I'm going to watch out for your beliefs, the things that you hold to be true without evidence. Because I call these things filters. Filters are things that unconsciously control how you see the world. I'm going to watch out for your attitude. Because how you think will show on your attitude. When I give you money to spend, I'm going to watch what you spend it on. Yes, if none of it comes back to me to say thank you, I'm watching. I'm going to watch how you spend your whole day. Do you remember me through all the day? All right, so over time, and because I have some experience in this, I don't think 2 months will be too much for me to realize that you are genuinely not supportive. You just like my money. Yes.
I don't know why this is cracking me up so much, but Amar, don't you think women who are breadwinners, when they have amazing partners, because I know someone who is going through this, don't you think, let me put you, don't you think you're asking for too much? Because if the roles were turned, a lot of women, they get money from the partner who brings so much, and yet they don't ask for all of these things. Don't you think you're just allowing different emotions to becloud your judgment?
Not at all. This is not emotions beclouding anybody's judgment at all.
Okay.
It's about what you want. It's about, because if genuine care is important to you, then you need it. If it's that important to you, it's going to help you continue to succeed. You need it, and you need to be sure that the person you're bending by your backwards over is deserving of that.
Exactly.
Otherwise, he has no business being in your home. You are not the breadwinner because you wanted to be. You are a breadwinner because circumstances happened.
Exactly.
Okay, the family is now depending on your income. It's not because you wanted to support him, support his family, support the children. No, not at all. All right, so it was circumstantial. He has to also be up. All right, so until you navigate through the weather, all right, through that storm. So everybody should have these things. Everybody should figure it out. I can tell you for sure that even for a man, if his wife is not genuinely caring about him, it's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. For as much as I love asking these questions, of course we all know where I stand in this matter, but I'm just listening.
Of course. I know.
All right, thank you so much. Amar, but before I let you go, I know you're a very busy individual. It's not easy being an...
It's such a pleasure.
No, really. But for that woman out there who has decided and she has a partner or a husband who genuinely loves her, cares for her, shows her that support, and helps her through it all, even if his earnings might not be as much as hers, but she does a lot. Say something to her.
Well, dear lady, I can tell you that I love you and I am so proud of you. First, for taking the courage to be all you can be and supporting everyone around you. I can tell you that whatever you are sowing, you will reap in a millionfold. So keep being you and keep soaring. Be all you can be.
I like the fact that she mentioned be all you can be. Always remember that family comes first. When it comes to that beautiful home in which you have, that house in which you have, family should come first, and togetherness, understanding, unity is a key factor. Thank you so much, Amara.
Thank you,
And of course, I'm going to get your name this time around.
Thank
Amara Chidima Ezediniru.
Absolutely.
And she is a workshop optimization, workforce optimization expert. Thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank you so much for being a part of the program. It's always an amazing time having you here.
Same here, Jubilee. I'm happy I came.
All right, part 2 of our discuss of the day on Global Morning. We're going political now with Uya Bomofoigbe and a very interesting guest. Stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. It's Global Morning.